evenings, TV10 will delve into the problems of Pennhurst. We hope to find out why the current conditions exist. What are the problems facing the people running the institution? What has been accomplished in the past? And what must be done to correct the injustices the mentally retarded have endured much, much too long. We entitle our investigative report, Suffer the Little Children.
Whoa. Oh. This week on Haunted Honchos, we travel 500 miles all the way to Springtown, Pennsylvania to verify the existence of the paranormal at one of the most haunted places in Northwest America, Pennhurst State School for the Feeble-Minded.
Pennhurst State School opened its doors in 1908 as a self-proclaimed progressive institution for the developmentally disabled. It was home to thousands of people that were detained, segregated, and sterilized. These people were treated as outcasts to the rest of society. Pennhurst was society's solution to dealing with these quote-unquote defective human beings that affected the flow of people's daily lives. Many of the residents have suffered from physical deterioration as well as intellectual and behavioral regression during their residency at Pennhurst. Psychotropic drugs at Pennhurst were often used for control and not for treatment, and the rate of drug use on some of the residents left them in an almost zombie-like state. Some residents were so heavily drugged they didn't even recognize family members only a few weeks after being admitted. Most patients cannot remember a life outside of Pennhurst, as it's all they've ever known. Beyond the drugging and overcrowding of patients at Pennhurst, there was a darker side of mistreatment. Pennhurst began a eugenics program soon after they opened their doors. The goal was to remove these disabled individuals from the gene pool to ensure that these humans wouldn't taint our precious American bloodline. Pennhurst was also home to physical abuse and psychological mistreatment of patients due to overcrowding and underfunding. Due to the 1981 ruling in Halderman v. Pennhurst State School, it was found that the staff used unwarranted forms of restraints on patients, such as solitary confinement, and often subjected patients to extended periods of immobilization by the use of physical restraints. An extreme example of unwarranted restraint enacted by staff is a female resident who spent 2,692 hours physically restrained within a 4-month period of time due to improper care for the severity of her illness. After 79 long years of overcrowding and underfunding, Pennhurst was forced to close their doors in 1987 due to the controversy caused by allegations of mistreatment of patients.
Now we're here, all the way in Spring City, Pennsylvania, with our passionate team of paranormal investigators to see whether the mistreated and abused patients of Pennhurst State School Asylum are still walking the halls, haunting the only place they ever knew to call home.
And giggling. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I go over there, I shine my light on them, and they're trying to like scale like this fence. I'm like, what are you doing? Dude, they jump off the fence and just run away. I'm like, you dumbasses. That's not how you break into places. I'll bring the golf cart over, just put this here. And if I hear this shit play tonight, because I'm pretty sure that this piano's in the theater building, which is all the way over there. We'll see all that later. If I hear this play, you guys are on your own, because I'm letting the fuck out of here. There's no way. But like the thing works, you know? Yeah. And it's very spooky, and I don't know why it's in here. This building right over here to our left, where the trees, that was Rockwell Building, and that was like one of the schoolhouses on campus, and they're tearing that down. But that building was in really bad shape, man. It didn't even have a roof.
Oh, no
The roof
kidding.
was gone. Oh my god.
The person currently talking right now is our tour guide, Eric. I cannot stress this enough. I couldn't have asked for a better tour guide for our first investigation. Eric was really dope, funny, down to earth, and he even showed us some secret parts of the facility not normally seen. Unfortunately, we couldn't capture them on camera because obviously we weren't supposed to be there.
Oh, brother.
Come on, bro. I know, that's what I'm saying, man. So this was dietary. And this is obviously the big cafeteria for the patients. I was in here one time a couple years ago, and this building's huge, man. You'll get lost in this building. It doesn't look like it. Yeah. But yeah, man, they're in the middle of tearing it down. It's so sad.
Yeah, I can imagine it stretches back too.
Yeah. It goes down deep, and this is actually how you. So all these catwalks you see, these are all tunnels, the underground tunnels. But underneath this building were the real sub tunnels that go underground.
Oh, okay.
That's how you access them. But no, it's sad, dude. It's. I don't like thinking.
What is that? Is that like a alarm or something?
Yeah, this is for like a haunted attraction. I'm not really sure what it does. People always ask me. I'm like, I'm not really sure. But this little like it's like an octagon shape. This is where the patients would actually come through, and they'd be met with like a glass wall, and patients would be on one side, nurses would be on the other, and they would get their medicine, and then they'd go off to the sides, and each wing, males and females, and they would get their food. But,
didn't they have it split up too? They based it off of like the level of intelligence too. The higher functionings had their own wards.
Yeah.
And then they had a lower functioning.
Yeah.
And if the kids in the higher ward would act out, they would send them to the lower ones as punishment.
Yeah, they would do that sometimes. Yeah, they did a lot of shady shit here. Like I don't know if you guys ever heard of eugenics.
Yeah.
But they practiced that here. They kind of swept it under the rug. You know?
Yeah.
That's one of the dirty secrets about
Like
Pennhurst.
they sterilized all the patients, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really messed up. But there was prior to World War II, actually it was male and female on this campus. And then after World War II...
The tall, tattooed young man in the glasses to your right is none other than Mike from Charm City Paranormal. He's a paranormal investigator based out of Maryland and a good friend. He's the one who organized the entirety of this trip, and without him, none of this would have been possible. I also credit Mike for providing me with the really awesome drone footage used at the beginning of this video. If you guys want to check out Mike's channel and see this investigation from a different perspective, the link will be down below, and I will also put a card on the screen right here. I've never told Mike this personally, but I really respect him as a fellow YouTube content creator, and I respect the hell out of his passion for paranormal investigation.
But I'll give you some more stories about that when we go on the golf cart.
All right, sick.
So I kind of wanted to take you guys down this path because you get a kind of good general view of everything. There's a lot of stuff over there still, and there's a lot of stuff over there still. So that's why we're going to go on the golf cart and see it all. One of you guys from Ohio and the other from Maryland?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're out in Ohio.
Columbus.
Okay, nice. Yeah, actually my hometown, if you guys ever heard of Centralia, Pennsylvania, the abandoned mining town. Yeah. If you ever, I live right next to it. Really? Yeah, that's where my hometown is. We're gonna take this bad boy out. When patients would come here, the first patient came here in 1908, they walked right through those front doors right there and they were admitted into Pennhurst. Well, I'm sorry, in 1918 when this building opened, that's where patients came through. But thousands upon thousands of patients walked through those front doors right there to come to Pennhurst. Meant to only hold 1,500 patients. Yeah. By 1911, that was up to 2,500 patients. And then I think by the 50s, it topped out, maxed out at Pennhurst at about 5,500 patients.
What?
Yeah, we're here.
How do you even fit that many people in here?
You can't, that's the thing. And the worst part, it got so bad, they didn't even have enough beds for the patients. Fucking patients were sleeping on the floor. You know, one nurse had like 20 spoons per patient, all in each mouth. Like, it was so bad.
What?
And the thing is, like, so many people, they'll come here and they'll be like, oh, you know, they'll judge the nurses or the doctors. But honestly, if you want to blame anyone, blame the state.
Yeah.
The state didn't give enough money. No funding and not enough resources. It was so underfunded. And back in those days, I mean, like this was like shameful to be here, you know? Yeah. Parents would put their kids here if they just weren't normal, whatever that meant. You know, because Pennhurst was originally open for patients that were feeble-minded. Right. And back then, like, that didn't even have a definition, whatever feeble-minded meant, you know, like, so it's a sad story, but despite that, there was good here. There was a lot of good stuff that happened here. I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, this is the administration building. Right here, there's a long set of stairs that leads down to a lower parking lot. There used to be baseball fields there.
They actually let the patients play on those fields?
Yep, they had a baseball team. All right, so I do want to get closer because this is a really good photo op.
Did you guys go ahead of me?
Yeah, if you guys want to, you know, whatever. So, this was part of the hospital right here, this section right here. It came down in 2016. We had to deliberately take it down because the structure was no longer standing itself. Like, we had to literally come with a bulldozer, push it in, and then it just collapsed in on itself. Right here, the collapsed part was part of a surgical suite. Apparently it was state of the art back in this day. It was beautiful. Where we're standing right now is actually an ambulance loop And the ambulance would come right up, drop patients off here if they needed it, and loop around right here and come right back out. I just like taking people up here because it's a cool lookout.
Yeah, this is neat.
You know, it's cool pictures if you guys want to get closer pictures, whatever, you know. I do want to get out here quick. So this is the hospital tunnel, tunnel. We can come back here later and do like a little investigation outside when it's dark. It's a lot more creepy. If you look up in these second story windows here, you can see the roof is gone.
Yeah.
So that'll give you a, you know, a concept of how bad shape this building's in. These sky bridges are in really great condition. I've been in it a couple times before, and I gotta be honest with you, I was fearful for my life, not because of paranormal, but because of falling through the floor. I would take a couple steps, I'd feel a squishy spot, I'd be like, okay, maybe not. You know, but the hospital was connected via these sky bridges to the school. This was the biggest schoolhouse on campus. This was Wilson 1 and Wilson 2. And actually, these buildings right here are in really good condition, and they're also very large. And I would love for them to open up. I don't know if they will. I don't see why they wouldn't, because they're in great condition. But I would love to get people in. Right. That makes sense. Take a guess what's on the other side of this wall.
Cafeteria?
Nope. The hospital board.
Oh, man.
It's right here. I was in there once. The coolers are still in there.
Really?
Yeah, that's creepy. It's really creepy. So this building right to my left, this was industry. And one thing the patients at Pennhurst love to do is they love to work, which is where the building came in that you were talking about. In here they would do like craftsmanship and basket weaving, carpentry, stuff like that. They love to help. And actually prior to the child labor laws, the patients loved to help the nurses. They loved to help any way they could. They just loved doing stuff. And believe it or not, a lot of the patients loved it here. In fact, we have a former patient that comes to our haunted attraction every single year. Her name's Margaret, and she talks about this place like it was Disney World. She loved Pennhurst. It was her home for however many years, and she just talks about, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of negative at this place, but there's a lot of good, and she talks about all the positive, and literally she comes to our haunted attraction just so she can see it again, even though it's in ruins. You know, she really did love it here. And those baseball fields I was talking about, Pennhurst had a local baseball team.
Really?
And yeah, and they would play the local town baseball team, Spring City, and actually Pennhurst beat them a few times. They kicked their asses. Ooh, I was like, yo, that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
You know, so.
I'm sure that made the patients feel good too.
Oh, totally, man. So, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of horror stories here, a lot of, you know, mistreatment, but there was a lot of good too. And when Pennhurst closed in '87, a couple years after that, it had a huge squatter population. Former patients, they would come back here because this is all they knew. Because if you think about it, back in like the 40s and the 50s, you know, the parents might drop off little Johnny and he might have ADHD, but be completely normal otherwise. He spends a couple years with people who actually have problems, and then it doesn't turn out so well.
Yeah.
But you know, it closes in '87. Where is he supposed to go? You know, back in those days, people would shun their kids. You know, It was crazy. This was storage right here, and I don't know if you guys see the old railroad tracks. So the train from Philly would literally come right through here and drop off supplies for Pennhurst. They put them right
I
here.
remember hearing about that. They had a railroad connected so that way they could stay away from the outside world as much as possible.
It was like its own separate city, dude.
Yeah.
They were completely self-sufficient. They had farms, they had their own power plant. They used to be here, it's now down, they moved it back in the 50s down the road. Grew their own food, had their own supply shipped from Philly. I think they had their own like zip code. It was just completely separated from society. Over here on the right, the building you drove past when you first came through here, this is the theater building. We're gonna drive up to it real quick after I loop you through here. This is a really cool building over here.
Holy shit.
Does it have a basement too? Huh?
Does it have a basement downstairs?
Yep. All right, now this is a really good photo opportunity right here. If you guys want to get out quick, feel free. I've had people come through here in the day, take pictures of these windows, and you get full-fledged shadow figures. Seriously.
What?
It's really creepy. All right, now. Yeah, I want to do a little walking. So, so one of the tunnels you go in tonight, we're not going to go in right now.
Okay.
But a Rockwell Tunnel, that's our biggest tunnel system. This is how you get in right through here. But I do want to walk on this catwalk here. It's creepy back here. So these two buildings right here are the next slated to be torn down because they are literally just too far gone. We know that the third floor of this building is completely gone into the second. Yeah. Also, I kind of tell people, you know, despite how like kind of creepy Pennhurst is, it's one of the most calmful places I've ever been to. I get the sense of just kind of like rest and just kind of relaxation. It feels really chill. Yeah. But that is until I hear a noise in the building. I'm like, oh shit, maybe not. Pennhurst had a pool. This is where the pool was. Nice. I'm pretty sure we have a pack of foxes living in there. And have you guys ever heard a fucking fox yell?
Yes.
Dude, the one time I was out here with a group, I was standing right here, and must have been like 2 of them fighting, and it sounded like women, and it scared the shit out of us.
They scream like this high-pitched
and it sounded like a human. I was like, what? So, I would say that this building is probably the most active on campus. Unfortunately, we can't go in there, but we are in the process of trying to open it next to people. But it's, like I said, it's a long process. We do know, however, that there is 100% without a doubt a spirit living in this basement. I'm not going to tell you his name. I usually tell people his name because they coax it out of me because I'm that type of guy. But I'm not going to tell you his name. But he lives in this basement right here. And we'll be able to be outside of his basement when we come in the tunnels right here. We'll be right outside his door and we'll try to get him to come out. We know that he actually used to work here and he was part of the janitorial staff here. We know that he particularly doesn't like women. So you guys should be alright. Women between 20 and 40. And actually,
God damn it, dude.
we have an investigator. She's not here tonight. Her name's Jen. She's been coming here for like 20 years. And about 10 years ago, she got footage of him doing some pretty freaky stuff. She was provoking him, and I never recommend provoking. Yeah, but she was calling him out, you know, and she kept at it. I'm like, Jen, what are you doing? You know, why are you doing this? And then out of nowhere, a light bulb smashed above her head. And it came down, it swung, it was like one of those long ones. It came down, almost hit her after she kept saying his name. And you could see it on the video. I'm like, Jesus. And then she's got numerous EVPs of saying like you and stuff. Like he'll say you and stuff like that. And she just loves toying with him. I'm like, I'm not going near that. You have fun. So he's definitely down there. When we go by his door, we'll do some knocking and see if he'll come out. That'll be later. But I have had one of my first paranormal experiences in this building. I'll tell you about it since we're not going in there. So I came to Pennhurst in 2016. I started out as like an actor for the haunted house, and then I know the manager, and she told me, she's like, Eric, you know, you want to start doing ghost hunts and investigations? I was like, hell yeah. I started doing the investigations and all that. And before I started doing the investigations, we would come out and do our own investigation, just like a small group of us from the haunted house. And we'd come out in the tunnels, and the one night we're like, oh, let's go in Quaker. So I'm like, all right, let's go in Quaker. This was back when like I never really had an experience. I was like, yeah, you know, it could be real. You know, who knows? I was open to it. We went to the second floor. It was just me and a buddy of mine. And I was feeling all right that night, and I entered this one room through the front here. You might be able to see. It was like a common area. And as soon as I entered through that front door, man, like I just felt like it was crowding in on me. Like I felt super uncomfortable, super on edge. Like people were watching me, dude. Like it was crazy. Like if you could turn around, they'd be standing right there. I kept doing that. I was like, dude, you don't feel that? He's like, no, man, I'm good. I was like, I felt like I was suffocating. I had to get out. As soon as I walked out, boom, I was fine. But since then, I've experienced a lot more, and we'll hopefully experience some of it tonight. But that was like my first like, holy shit, there might be something here, you know. So crazy. Yeah. So yeah, Quaker. Dude, Quaker, man, hopefully we can open it. But yeah, energy, man, that is real. Being able to pick up on it. So if you guys have like a really good flashlight, or actually you might not need it. If you stand in the center door here, yeah, you'll be able to see the stage.
Colin, can you shine it through and I'll put the camera up there?
Might get away without it because of daylight, maybe.
And what was this?
This was a theater. Dude, this building is awesome.
Dope as hell.
And actually, right in this little entranceway, right above it is a projection room. And I've seen the projectors and they're fucking...
Look, like you can see the seating.
Oh, there we go.
You need a light, man?
Howdy. Actually come here for shows and stuff like that. Little like old movies, but also church. Every Sunday they would come in here for church. Huh. In the basement of this building is a basketball court. The bleachers are still there. The hoops are still there.
Basement?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then On the third floor here is actually some staff dormitories. And actually, I've only ever been in this building a few times, but the way you get, well, the way that it's blocked off now, but the way that I used to go in was, it was a really roundabout way where you would take a staircase all the way to the top, go across, down through the projection room, to the basement, through the basketball courts, to the stage. Oh, wow. You had to go through the whole thing. It was really weird. I don't usually do this, but you guys are pretty chill, so. If you want, we can stop here quick. If you guys are hungry or anything, gotta use the bathroom, and we could go on a little short drive down to the power plant and check that out if you guys want.
For sure.
All right. Since we're on the golf cart, it won't be too bad. Hang on, we might be able to fit. Okay, hold up. They blocked it. I didn't think they would.
Oh man.
We could, I mean, if you guys want.
We're down to walk down there.
All right, yeah, let's do it. It's a little bit of a walk, but. So unfortunately we can't go in, obviously, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys it up close. And see the smokestack and all that. Yeah, I've actually never been in here. I don't know how the condition is, but can't imagine it's too great. This wasn't the original power plant. The original power plant was actually behind a dietary where those train tracks are. And they built this one, I think, in the 40s. So the one building we didn't see was it was actually staff quarters.
Okay.
It was called the Penn Building. It's like deep in the woods, dude. That shit is completely like overgrown.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Would any of the patients actually try to escape once in a while?
I don't think so, personally. Like, I've never heard of any stories about that because, like I said, most of the patients really liked it here. Really, it was their home. It was really all they knew, you know, and a lot of the nurses and some of the staff that were here, they loved the patients. They cared for them like they were their own children, you know, like their own family members because they didn't have family, you know, so there were a lot of thankfully, there were a lot of compassionate nurses and doctors here. But like I said, a couple bad eggs.
Gotcha.
You know? I think I'm pretty sure they stopped it like in the 50s or 60s, but before then, they would actually pull teeth for fighting.
Since this like property was so old, do you know like if it was like segregated at all by like race or anything, or?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm pretty sure it was, because I know when it was first built and with the overpopulation, they just kind of had to shove patients wherever.
Sure, yeah.
You know, male and female. Then eventually they built the female colony. And I'm pretty sure they separated into wards.
Okay. Because I'm curious, like I was doing research on other asylums, and there's like a couple that like have been proven to like do testing on like black patients and stuff. And
I'm pretty sure the black patients were the first ones to be like tested on. You know. It's crazy.
Different time.
Different time, man.
Not appropriate.
No, not at all. Boy, had the times have changed. All right, boys, that's Pennhurst. I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's most of the campus. You didn't see everything. But. So what we're doing now is, you guys have to use the bathroom over there. I'm gonna grab a drink and a snack because I'm starving. And then we're gonna kind of regroup in Mayflower.
Doesn't Domino's delivers here, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
They don't like it, but they do. They hate it. They get so pissed at us. Dude, like at the end of our busiest nights during the haunted season, there's like 200 actor here, right? So we'll get like 50 pizzas, and they get so pissed at us because it's like midnight when we order it.
About to piss in a haunted place. Let's go.
I got 2 large pizzas, so it's more than enough.
You don't need to do anything but spoil us.
Are you sure? I appreciate it. I'll try to, I'll see if I can get you guys into the maintenance building now.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna like try and piss them off. Dark in the crypt.
Your light on that one over there for me?
Yeah. Oh, hell.
There's a raggedy end. Oh, come. Yep.
So wait, are those legitimate toys that patients own?
Some of them are. Some of them are people are buying.
Gotcha.
If you guys want to walk around for a bit, go for it. This fucking light just came on by itself. I just went through it.
Did it actually?
Yes. It's done that before. You fucker.
Wow.
It's done that before too. Think of this as a little introductory.
Yeah.
Pennhurst.
The
Anywhere that we can't go, like,
patients at Pennhurst really enjoyed Coke Zero. What's really interesting here is there's this back room, and it's a bathroom, Caleb, and there's actually a door here, which is very creepy, and I'm going to attempt to peek inside real quick. So that looks like a maintenance closet back there. Very creepy, but you can see right here, Caleb, there's actually toilets. So this is a restroom. I assume this is, I don't know, because it says the OG sits here. And then there is there's a place for washing hands over here. And I'm not sure what that is.
I don't even know who Dr. Fear is. Dr. Fear was a legitimate doctor here. He wasn't actually called Dr. Fear. I'm pretty sure, from my understanding, he was kind of the head of the eugenics program.
Okay.
Was he any chance one of the people in like the documentary?
For the little children?
Yeah.
That documentary? Actually, that documentary is amazing, dude, because so this guy named Bill Baldini out of Philly, he basically uncovered Pennhurst for what it was. In one shot of the documentary, he's standing on the catwalks, and he talks about how he can hear all the screams from the windows.
These are some of the sights and sounds of Pennhurst, the state institution for the mentally retarded.
And it's so nuts to think about that, because when you're sitting on the catwalks now, it's just silence. Kind of like makes my hair stand up, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it took almost 20 years, because that documentary came out in, like, I think in 1968. But yeah, U.S. District Court judge ruled Pennhurst unconstitutional. Because prior to that documentary, dude, people had no idea what was going on.
Oh yeah,
This shit was
isolated, man. It's on
it
its
was
own.
close tight. Yeah, they had no idea, dude, and he just like revealed everything.
How do you feel so far?
I'm not scared yet, but we'll see.
I'm not frightened. I do have a little bit of the jitters when I'm like the person who's behind everybody. But yeah, no, it's really fucking cool in there. It's absolutely just like breathtaking almost.
It's really cool for like the urban exploring aspect, but like once it gets dark, we actually like experience activity.
Dude, I cannot wait. Pennhurst 2020, having a blast so far on this trip, and we're actually about to start the investigation. They just got their pizza. They're eating that pizza right now. Mr. Plant-Based here isn't eating any of that pizza, so I'll just have to survive off Swedish fish and pepperoni chips.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'm excited.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna lock you boys in here. I'll see you in an hour now.
All right, man.
You're like gladly. Let's go a little deeper. Well, this is new. Somebody was having a yingling.
Oh yeah, I can give him a flashlight. Do you want a flashlight? No. You sure?
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's some pretty good graffiti. It's like very accurate.
Wow.
Yeah, look at this crazy good graffiti over here. Wow. Yeah, somebody drew Osama bin Laden over here, and it's actually really good. Yeah.
That's a talent.
Whoa.
Right there.
Oh, that's really detailed.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like impressive.
Take it real quick, Caleb.
I'm like not even mad about it. Okay, so I wanna show you guys Candyland. I'm gonna show you a little bit more. We're gonna split out.
What'd you say, Mike?
It stretches back pretty far, doesn't it?
It sure does.
It's a softball.
Dude, the age is just like really like breathtaking.
I know.
It's sitting right next.
I could hear Caleb right now in the other room.
Let's see if it moves later on.
Caleb? Oh, there you are. What's up, bud? I could hear you at all times. I could hear your inner thoughts.
God, I fucking hate Gannon. I can't stand that dude.
So what's up with Candyland?
Oh, go see it.
Gotcha. I agree. I agree with that.
Nah.
Candy room.
I'll dunk on Daniel though.
Oh, I see here.
So this room is referred to as Candyland.
So I assume, Caleb, these are probably original murals.
Yeah. Who knows if this was put up by them, but the original chalkboard.
You guys have to search Pennhurst on Google, and you go to images, this is like one of the first rooms you'd see. This was just like a day room for kids. Well, the trivia question is a trick question, by the way. How many kids do you see on this wall?
Assuming you want us to say 4.
Yeah.
So what's the real answer?
There's actually
there's 5. I see here.
yeah, it's 5. Blondie in a wheelchair, so they didn't try to leave anyone out here.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
That is very creepy.
Yeah, with the blue eyes. It looks really creepy, actually. Once you like notice it.
Wow, that's really fucking cool.
You good back there?
Oh, I'm chilling, dude. I'm just soaking it all in.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Me and Caleb collectively shot hours and hours of footage that show you the very awesome interior of the aged Pennhurst State Asylum. However, in this video, you will only see the highlights of paranormal activity and EVPs recorded during our investigation. If you want to see a little bit more of the interior footage of the Pennhurst State Asylum, it will be shown in a later vlog that will be released shortly after this video. With all that being said, listen closely as your ears hear what we believe to be the sounds of patients left to roam the halls of the Pennhurst Hospital for the Feeble-Minded.
Smells pretty musky down here.
Hey guys, be quiet. Is there anything down here with us? Make some noise, give us a sign. As soon as I said that, I just heard something right down there. Make all the noise you want. We're not afraid. I swear it sounds like something knocked against the door.
That's what I heard. Let's just do like a quick lights out.
Yeah, just kill your lights.
I keep hearing stuff down that way. Hearing stuff down that way. Yeah, I heard that.
Dude,
Thank you.
I definitely heard that.
If there is an entity around me right now, I believe I heard you around me. Could you please give us a sign?
I don't know if you saw this, kid. This is really fucking cool. But we have a lot of the food trays I assume the inmates used in here, in the cups, and there's actually like some petrified residue of their slop, of the really bad food that they ate here.
Feeding is a very, very important part of the program. It's so essential that the youngsters be made to be self-supporting, self-contributing, and develop dignity and worth through being able to care for themselves.
Ooh, 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 ooh. The EMF meter is reading activity in this bathroom. It was, for sure.
Let's sing right
It's crazy, but like I'm listening right now, and we have our volume, like we're sound whoring. So like we're in Rainbow Six each, like sound whoring right now, legit.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I swear to God, Caleb, I'll play it back. But I heard like the moaning of a child. Like I heard a voice of a child, like off in the distance. Like I swear to God, like I'm being real. Like it was almost like a child, like calling out for something in some manner. It wasn't necessarily malicious or scared, but it was definitely like.
obviously wasn't one of us guys.
Yeah, it was childlike.
We kept getting spikes, but as soon as we sat down the EMF meter, they didn't want to mess with it.
I remember hearing a bunch of noises. And something like touched my arm. Like, you know how like when something like caresses your arm or something? It felt like it was really cold. It just touched my arm.
I was just about to tell him, someone touched Colin while we were in the basement. Yeah. Someone grabbed him by his wrist and like.
No, it was like it went down my arm. It was cold.
My head was killing me, bro.
I'm not
feeling good. Like I was walking back and literally my hip just started hurting like crazy out of nowhere. Like it felt like somebody kicked me in my hip.
Yeah.
And then it stopped after like 10 minutes.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead. I can give you my power bank after this get a flashlight.
Okay, do you see that?
If you're around us right now, can you please touch the thing in his hand?
If there's somebody in this chair, could you please touch this device in my hand?
Could you please make...
Caleb, dude, it's literally like consistently happening when I put it near this chair, dude. I believe there's an entity in this chair.
Let's go. Oh. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Are you in this chair? Are you here with us now? Sitting in this chair? If you are, could you please give us a sign? Thank you.
Stop.
The EMF meter is a tool used to locate sources of electromagnetic radiation from different areas in order to locate ghosts. Ghosts are believed to emit an EM radiation or disturb the existing magnetic fields in a room. As you can see here, whenever I put the EMF meter to this chair, it lights up, showing disturbances in electromagnetic activity. Whenever I put it close to the chair where an entity could be sitting, it does light up. And when I attempt to ask the entity questions and put it in the middle of the chair where an entity would be sitting, it gets all the way up to an orange sensor reading. This was the first time seeing this the entire night.
And my body kind of like reacted a little bit.
Oh?
Yeah.
How so?
Kind of like a tightness in the chest.
Oh.
Like a drop. And it wasn't because you left the room, like, oh, I wasn't alarmed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was just fiddling with my camera.
Alright, well.
Currently, whoa. Almost just tripped and died. Not creepy at all. Perhaps one of the spirits tripped me. You never know.
So what's the deal with this? Like floor, would patients stay up here?
Yeah, so these are kind of like dorms up here for patients, because this was originally meant for patient housing. So these actually look like traditional bedrooms instead of the ones you saw in Devon, the makeshift walls. You know, so yeah, these are like dormitories.
So this is like one of the nicer areas to stay for patients?
Yeah, well, I mean, except in the summer, but yeah. Because at least they kind of had their own rooms. But like in the 50s when Pennhurst's population was jacked up to a cap, I mean, you would probably have like 10 or more patients per room in here.
Gotcha.
So you can only imagine what it would look like. That's one of the common things that happens up here. You hear noises, but like recently, like as in the last couple of weeks, they've become like more frequent. Like bangs, like almost like doors or some shit. It's really weird.
I think I'm just gonna flip off my mic, Eric, and just listen.
Okay.
almost sound like they're like stomping around, but I don't think they are.
I definitely just heard a crack.
Definitely.
Do you want to listen in on one of these? Are you opposed to that? Here, take that one right there. That one hanging. It's like dripping. Yeah, what the fuck is that? I don't think that's them. Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's loud as shit. I just heard that for sure. I don't know what that is. What the fuck is that? Keep hearing it. What I'd really like to do, because we were kind of sensing activity in this room, like I would ideally like to just stand right here and for all of us to make zero noise, so.
Yeah, just listen. Stop that.
Lights on?
Yeah. I'm just gonna sound horn listen right now.
It was like a door.
Dude. Do you hear that shit? Yeah.
I've never heard that loud ever.
Dude, if Mike and them are not over here, then that's fucking crazy.
That's loud as shit. I don't even know where it's coming from.
Here, let's go over here. Is this where the stairs are?
Yeah.
That's the,
Mike? They're not over here, dude.
I heard them coming from over there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just literally confirming right now that Mike and them are not over here because those sounds.
It just spiked up to the third one.
It's like footsteps and just bang, just like.
So what I was hearing from the receiver while we were in that room, literally to our right in that door frame, there was activity, like dripping, tapping, like literally in that door frame. And then like those sounds that we heard down from here in this area were vivid as fuck. Like literally something was hitting something over here.
It's flickering, but it's not flickering. Oh.
Have fun up there. There's gonna be shit that goes down.
Yeah, dude.
All right, let us know what you experience. All right.
What time is it right now? Does anybody know?
12:15.
So when we're supposed to start getting activity. Yes.
Oh my god, it's hot. Is this just a tunnel?
Can you shine your light down there real quick, Colin? This is, oh, it's hot. It is really hot down here. I believe this has got to be like one of the transport tunnel systems, like the Long Johns.
We want to try and do a spirit box down here.
Spirit box kind of low-key buns, in my opinion.
We didn't get much out of that.
I don't like that big spirit box. Kind of sounds like shit.
I mean, that's the point of it. I'm not really trying to sit on one of these bitches.
Oh, okay,
Here,
Caleb.
Do you have your phone?
Get in the spirit of things, bro. Just Jay chilling in the haunted asylum.
I don't have service down here, so I can't.
Can't download it. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hope that they could kind of see me.
Can't see over your pasty skin.
So I guess we can try the small spirit box. Try it.
My tummy is growling, bro. I need Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell's vegan, low-key.
man.
You can get like rice, beans, guacamole,
But Taco Bell?
and potatoes. They're all vegan. Is there anyone down here with us? If there's anybody down here with us, we would appreciate it if you attempted to make contact with us in any way.
Is there anybody down here with us?
Yo. Yo.
definitely feel like there's something around you right now.
Like low-key, like, I started, like, getting something.
I feel like something's fucking with my hair.
Something's fucking with your hair?
Like, low-key. I feel like something's, like, right behind us, like, it feels like there's something, like, right behind me. Maybe I'm tweaking, but, like...
No, sometimes I get that feeling that something's watching me. Especially trying to bounce down.
Keep.
Like, dude, when we were sitting there and I said something, it felt like something kept picking up my hair, like, ever so slightly, and just putting it back down.
Caleb, when we first started the spirit box, I got the same kind of tenseness in my back.
I felt
Definitely a presence in the fucking...
like it felt like there was like you were surrounded.
Like we were being observed.
Yeah. Not just by like one person though. Definitely just felt like trapped.
It really doesn't feel like there's much. We were up there, and immediately, like 2 minutes being up there, you could hear all kinds of noises going on around us. And at one point in time, we put the REM pod down at the end of the hallway where all the toys and stuff are, and it went off 3 separate times around the toys. We were on the opposite end of the building, like all the way down the hall, like halfway around the corner, halfway down the other hall, and you would hear the REM pod go off.
Yeah. Dude,
my neck was killing me up there. I actually ended up getting this weird vertigo sensation where I went to go step out of the room at the end of the hallway, and like my third step, it felt like everything just kind of started spinning, and I got super dizzy, and I had to kind of stop for a second and get my shit together, and my neck started hurting really bad, and the pain kept intensifying, and as soon as I left, everything was fine.
It went back and forth for a minute, and then it just shut up, and then we're like, if you really want us to leave, make the temperature go back down and stay. And then it went back down and stayed. And then Colin and I were like, what the fuck out of Dodge?
Me and him were standing at that
Alright, let's be super quiet. Let's listen to the spirit box. Let's see what it has to say. Right now, I'd like to invite you out to communicate with us. We mean no harm. We have no ill intent. We just want to hear what you have to say. Is there anything here with us right now? This is like going. Is the battery going dead? The battery's going dead, or something is like latched onto that thing.
Yeah. Same thing with this one.
Yeah, that one's doing it. Is it?
It's like stuck at 3, right?
Mine's doing it too. Holy shit, mine has brand new batteries. Look.
Put them all next to each other.
Look at that.
Wow. Here, you take the flash off.
Yeah, turn off the light.
All 3 of them, dude.
Holy shit.
And mine has brand new batteries in it. I switched out the battery before we came here.
Okay, those are all consistently staying on the same EMF reading.
Look at that. All 3 of them are doing it. Bring that one back. These are literally staying solid right now. I have never seen anything like that before. What the hell? And like none of our devices are doing that. Look, I'm more than...
Eric, we are like near a medical facility, right?
Well, I mean, this was the old hospital.
This is like literally the hospital where they like...
Oh yeah. This is where a lot of people live. The morgue's right down there. A lot of people die here. This used to be a TV ward back in the early 1900s.
Holy shit.
Yeah, a lot of people die.
When you put your phone right up to it, they all change.
Yeah, so they're not broke.
It's not, yeah, it's not the phone.
And then, like, look, we're all standing, like, a decent bit away.
I'm all the way back here.
Keep hearing shit down.
Yeah, a lot. This is tripping me out, man. I've never seen that before. Can you tell us your name? I did.
Keep thinking I'm hearing shit by the morgue, which is right over here.
The morgue?
Yeah, the morgue is literally right here. First floor.
So this is literally where they stored deceased people.
Yep. The freezers are still in here. Behind this wall it is.
standing right next to the morgue right now, where they stored actual bodies. People who died at Pennhurst, victims of Pennhurst. This right here, this building is connected to the actual hospital building where they performed eugenics experiments and crazy shit like that.
You guys can pretty relaxed as fuck. You want like bye. Peace, bro. I'll see you later.
Ooh.
Right.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I wanted you guys to jump, but none of you really did.
Nice.
No.
What's his name?
Too much.
Louis.
Louis? What a guy.
Louis looking a little cute. I might have to take Louis home with me.
Prankster thought it would be funny to take us out on our attraction for
Stop voting. Man.
What's with the
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a few drawings like that down here. What's with the alcohol ruins lives?
It's Jack Nicholson Joker, I believe.
Oh man,
So this leads to Quaker?
this is Quaker. This is his basement right here, right up past this wall.
Really?
Yeah.
You want me to ask him?
You can ask him. Do you remember his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
I it dawned on me earlier. All this. Skippy, isn't it? Skippy, are you in there?
Dude, I swear to God.
No. As soon as I asked, I heard something on the other side of this door. I swear to you, I heard a whisper. Skippy, you in there?
So, when you say his name, I swear to you, he comes to this door. And you'll know he comes to this door when this shit turns into an air conditioner. It's just cold air. So, anyone have a K2?
Yeah.
If you say his name and you stay here long enough, that shit will start to spike.
It's going off right now.
Oh, Jesus.
It's like,
Like,
well, can I get away from the door?
Mike, fuck with Skippy a little bit.
Come on, Skippy, come out. I want to talk to you. I keep hearing shit behind this door as soon as I say
I
it.
just heard it too.
Look. Whoa, look, it just went up.
I'm freaking with it, man.
Look. Yeah.
Yeah, I step away from the door and it goes down, and then I step towards it and it immediately goes up.
Yeah, look. I get away from it. Look at that. That's wild. You in there, Skippy? It's right here.
Oh my god. The cold air.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right here, like right here.
I can feel it right now. It's like freezing cold. Put your hand up to that.
Here comes the goddamn door.
It literally got cooler.
Yes.
Don't mean to sound
Here, let me turn
corny
this
or
light
anything,
off
but
real
like I put my hand up there earlier, Eric.
Yeah.
It's
This
visibly
wasn't going
cooler.
on. This
It is
was a
visibly
2
cooler.
originally. And then I started to kind
comes
of
to the
provoke
fucking
him a
door
little
when you
bit
say his
more,
name,
and
man.
now it's solid. He's standing right here. At
Feel that fucking cold air? That's crazy. It was not like that 30 seconds ago.
Excuse me, Mr. Skippy. Could you please give us a sign that you're there, bud?
Dude, that was like the whitest thing I've heard all night. When I asked him a question, he will borrow his lawnmower.
Well, I just want to piss him off a little bit.
That's not gonna piss him off.
Excuse me,
He's gonna take your
sir.
fresh meat.
I just can't believe how
He's
cold
gonna
it
latch onto you just for being that way. Home base. Swap out my last
Bye, Louis.
whatever your name was.
Louis.
Louis D. Yeah, that's Louis D.
Colin, by the way, I just got to tell you, buddy, that I love your ghost hunting technique of, you know, taking a fat rip of the cloud. Every time we turn off the fucking lights, dude.
Every time the timer starts for us to be silo users.
It's the Laser Group 2.0. If they won't
Time to be quiet, guys. All right, lights off. All right, Caleb. It's looking like we're done. We did Pennhurst.
Wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad at all. I had a lot of fun.
The only time I got fucking freaked out was when I felt like my hair being pulled.
Yeah, that felt like there was an actual presence there.
Yeah, that was like...
For real. Something a little bit, I don't know, playful, maybe even slightly malicious, but that was the really creepy part. How do you rate your experience?
I'd rate it a solid 8.5 out of 10.
And what do you want to do now?
Go to sleep.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind
Maybe grab some food.
I'm kind of hungry though. I want to go to Taco Bell so fucking bad, dude. Hey Eric, before they're done, I just wanted to thank you, dude. You've been a good guide today, like absolutely killer.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
Appreciate it. I always appreciate good reviews. You guys are awesome, by the way.
Thank you so much.
I just, cause like sometimes I'll just get people that just like, you know, they don't really care. They're like, they kind of just like wander off, and you guys are just chill. And like I appreciate that, seriously, cause I don't get chill people enough.
Thank you.
So, it's like I can tell you guys are here for stuff, and I like that. I appreciate that. So.
Thank you for showing us the cool stuff.
The cool stuff, yeah, man. If you come back again, I'm your guide. I'll show you some more cool stuff.
Hell yeah. All right, hey, Colin. It's fun, dude. See you at the hotel. See you at the hotel, Daniel. See you at the hotel, Mike.
All right, man.
It was fucking sick.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys had fun.
Absolutely. All right, Eric, this is farewell, dude.
Later, gentlemen. Thank
Have
you
a
so
good rest
much.
of your night.
Yo, you too, man.
Pennhurst 2020. Peace out.